if everything is working. So is it started? Is it started? Well, I don't see my video yet. So the first thing I like to do, guys, is I like to say, hey, what's going on? Give me some audio feedback and visual feedback. Let me know if you see me, because I don't. Let me refresh the page here because I don't see myself here. All right, now I do. Now I do. All right, so I just wanted to quickly introduce Allie girl and Maya right here.
Hello.
So Al, look over here. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. So that's Allie girl. Just wanted to say hi, right? Allie wanted to say hi, right? There you go. Awesome, awesome. All right. Okay. Let's take Al.
I got
Thank you so much. Whew, she's getting heavy. All right. Awesome, guys. So Allie wanted to say what's going on. And it looks like the audio is working. And quickly tonight, I want to say thank you, everybody, for getting on live tonight. What an awesome, awesome day it was. Yes, it was. And here is my daughter doing something. You're about to go to sleep soon, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So quickly, guys, I wanted to talk to you about, I've been getting a lot of emails this week about flipping cars, and just from you subscribers, a lot of you subscribers, and just by emails through people replying to my emails and all that. And I get a lot of questions, Tony, how did you start? When did you start? How do you do the paperwork and this and that? So a lot of people get confused and they get stuck and paralyzed on all these little things, and which puts them in a fear state, and they don't do anything and nothing happens. So a lot of people just don't do anything because they just have too much in their mind about it and they're all confused. So that's what I want to talk about today and how I started, and then we're going to do some Q&A for you guys. I think you guys are going to love it. Beantown in the house, Columbia. So if you guys want to quickly write in, really, really quickly, how many times you've watched my show here, and if you're a newbie, first timer, say first timer. If you're on for 5th time or 10th time, just type in whatever, how many times you think you've been on, and give Maya a quick little like because she's here just hanging out. She wants a little like there. Click the like button.
If there's 32 people watching, there must be 32 good marks.
Anyway, thank you guys. So we got first time live here, Birmingham, Alabama, 3rd time, Ohio, 1st time, 2nd time, Seattle, Washington, Houston, Texas in the house, Chicago, 2nd time. I love you, bro. Thank you so much. 3 times, 2nd timer, never missed it. Never miss it again, my brother. 1st timer, Tony, I have a question for flipping. How do you get around insurance? Like I'm 17, insurance on a flip will cost me $400. We will get to that question. Mike from Cape Cod, 5 times. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hit the thumbs up. Give me a quick like before we get started. 1st time in Canada. Okay, awesome, awesome. Awesome, guys. Let's see. All right. So Arizona, 2nd time. A lot of new guys on here. I like to see that. That's awesome. Okay, so let me get ready here. Long time. Edmonton, Canada, 6 or 7 shows. 2nd time. Arkansas. Liked. Awesome. Yeah, Arkansas. Her friend lives in Arkansas. Awesome. Okay, so a lot of people say, Tony, how did you get started flipping cars for profit? Okay, it started when I was 12 years old, all right? I was doing a local paper route at home, of course. Every day after school, I'd come home at about 2:30, wrap up the papers. You'd have to wrap them in like a trifold, put the rubber band on it, and if it was raining, we'd have to put that into a plastic bag. And I would deliver the papers every day, to about 250 homes or so. It wasn't a big route, just in the community there. And on Sunday mornings, I'd have to get up extra early, like 4 o'clock in the morning, and, rain or shine, and basically bag up because the newspaper driver would come by and just drop the stacks off in front of the door, right? So I would be there, and sometimes my grandmother would wake up early and help me like fold the papers. And I had a 21-speed mountain bike, right, when I first started, and I had the paper thing on, and I used to load up, come home 2-3 times to load up and do the paper route. And at that time, I was making about 200, around, I would say 200 to 250 a month, doing this 7 days a week, every single day. Right? Not very good money, right? And you know, so maybe a couple of months went by, and I ended up getting a moped. My stepfather let me use his little 50cc 1989 or 88 Honda Elite. So it's a little moped. So I was able to, you know, start doing my route with the moped, right? And, you know, it was kind of illegal at the time. I didn't have a driver's license or anything, but it was in the community. I really nobody bothered me. So I did it with the moped. And then my stepfather says, well, you know, I'll let you have it. So I said to, and then my dad, see, I had a stepfather and a real father. My real father was a mechanic, right? He had his own body shop, and he was a mechanic, and for a long time. So I used to see him on the weekends. And one day he says, Tony, why don't I just show you how to buy and sell mopeds? Like, you know, scooters, buy and sell scooters for profit. I'm like, that's a great idea. So initially I painted up and I fixed up my stepfather's moped, the one that he gave me, the Honda Elite. I painted it under the garage, you know, at home. Like I didn't go to my dad's shop to do it. I just said, I'm going to do it myself. Did it myself. I put it on the local PennySaver, which costed me like $30 to advertise it. And I literally sold the bike, the motorcycle, in front of my house. Swear to God, I was like, I think I was 13 years old at the time, 12 and a half to 13, right? Sold it. My stepfather, my mom was like, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Called my house. I put the house number in the ad. You know, there was no Craigslist back then. There was no iPhones back then. This was like in 95. And the guy calls. He's like, I'm outside. I'm like, oh, cool. So I go outside with the little registration for the motorcycle. You guys liking it so far? So he comes out. I think I was asking like $600 for it. And I didn't put OBO. I didn't put or best offer in the ad. I just put 88 Honda Elite, runs great, $600, and then my number, right? I didn't know how to write ads at that time, right? I didn't know anything about it, but I was just like, let me just do it. And I didn't even tell my father, my real father at this time. I was like, I'm going to do it myself. So the guy came to me and he said, he took out his wallet and he showed me $400 cash. And like, you know, for a little 12, 13-year-old who's working a month to basically make $250, I see $400 cash in front of me. My eyes got all huge, right? I'm like, God, this is awesome. So I'm like, yeah, like I took it, you know, no negotiating, no, like, no, give me 500, or I just took the first money that came to me because I was excited. You know, if I was smart, I would have played my cool. I would have, you know, negotiated and say, nah, 550, at least 550, or else, you know, well, that, but you learn from each experience, from selling each deal, you learn something, right? So anyway, I got rid of it, sold it, and I was all happy about it. The guy gave me the money. I gave him the pink slip. He took the thing and he left, right? He was there with his buddy, with his friend or whatever. So he rode it home. And, you know, after that, my father was like, wow, you sold that? My real father, he's like, wow, you did that all by yourself? I'm like, yeah. So he says, all right, come on. So we started looking in the PennySavers every week, like every Wednesday and Saturday or Sunday, they would come out with a new paper. So I would be in there, we would be looking at motorcycles and mopeds, and he used to take me around. He had an old Ford van back then, like one of those Ecolines. I think it was an Ecoline 78 or a 77 Ford van with the round headlights in the front, sliding door. Cool van, you know, with a 283 in it. I think it was a 283 in it. Cool van. I wish I had that van now. You know, like a bus steering wheel. So he would take me around on the weekends, and we'd go like finding these scooters at people's houses. Like back then, there was hardly any you know, it was easy to do this, and it was easy. So I remember within the first 2 weeks, we went around and we picked up like 2 or 3 starter projects. One of them was a pooch. You guys ever remember the pooches? It looked like a a bicycle, but it had like pedals on it, and you would pedal it and it would start up like a motorcycle. It was like a scooter, and you could drive it around like that. So that was like one of the first ones. And the other one was like an 85 Honda Spree, old Honda Spree scooter. So I got them very cheap. I think the Pooch I got for like 50 bucks or 80 bucks. And I think I paid like 150 for the Honda Spree, right? And back in Hawaii, mopeds were popular. Scooters were popular as hell. So they were super easy to sell. People would come in Hawaii for college, and people leaving from college, they'd sell their scooters. The college area was just a breeding ground for buying and selling deals. So later on, I found out about that, and I would actually go and post my ads at colleges. I would look for sale signs of people selling their motorcycles and mopeds at colleges. We would go like during a weekday or the weekend once in a while. We would just stop in at like lunchtime. My dad would take me. And that's how I got started. I got started with scooters. And by the, basically a year after that, within a year after that, I was making $1,000 to $1,500 a month flipping mopeds, like on my own. Of course, my dad would help me go pick them up, right? But I was making just lower the audio. Mm-hmm. And I mean, how awesome is that, right? That's pretty awesome, or what? Isn't that exciting? And I get kids, email me sometimes. Tony, I want to get started, but I'm only 16. Can I do it? Of course you could do it. I was buying and selling cars at 16, So after that, are you guys hearing me so far? I don't see anybody typing in the chat at all. It's like dead. Give me some feedback in there quickly. Are you guys liking this story so far? And I'm just going to quickly get into the rest of the story, and then we'll do some Q&A. But give me some feedback. You guys getting this so far? Are you guys liking this? I don't see anything going on. All right, awesome. So all right, cool. So that was how I started with mopeds and motorcycles. And after I got familiar with scooters, we call them mopeds in Hawaii. After I got familiar with those, I started getting into, I remember the first motorcycle that I did was a Honda Rebel. You guys ever hear the Honda Rebels? The little Honda motorcycles. And I was such a small and skinny kid back then. I remember I took it for a test drive. I was like 13 or 14. I took it for a test drive around the house. And I was up on a hill, and I turned around, and I fell over, and I couldn't pick it back up. That's how, and the Honda Rebels are a super, lightweight bike. James Brown says $1,500 a month is not great. I mean, hey, when you're 13 years old, 20 years ago, it was very good money. For some people, that's very good money now. Anyway, so I started doing motorcycles and getting into motorcycles, and after that, I got into cars. And the first car I sold was my stepfather again. He was always encouraging me to do business. He was a chef. My stepfather's a Japanese chef. So he gave me his 1989 Accord. He didn't give it to me. He said it was black with a faded paint job. He's like, Tony, how about you fix it up, you paint it, and you sell it, and we'll split half the profit. So I was like, cool. So my dad had the automotive body shop, painting mopeds and motorcycles all the time, right? So I knew how to do it. So his 1989 two-door Honda Accord was my first automobile paint job. I sanded it down, and I painted it with single-stage white enamel. So we turned the black car white. I put a pinstripe on it, and I think I sold it for I don't remember what I sold it for, maybe $3,500 or something like that back then. So he gave me half the money because he was basically going to go buy a new car. So he took half the money. My stepfather took half the money, and he gave me half. And with that money, I started buying and selling cars for profit, and it was pretty crazy. I mean, I was such a young kid. And my dad would take me to auctions once in a while. I remember one of my first cars was a 88 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. It was black. It had a blown engine. I got it from the auction for I think it was like 150 bucks or so. I found an engine at a junkyard for like 350. They guaranteed that the engine would run. And I had a guy basically do an R&R for me, basically, take it out and put the engine that I bought in for 500 labor back then. So I was in the car for maybe $1,000 roughly with the paint and all the work and stuff. And I remember I sold it for $3,000. That was like one of my first deals way back then. And then I started getting into higher end cars, playing around with the $10,000 cars, and getting like back in 2001, getting a 2003 WRX type of thing, that needed some work and all that stuff. So that's how it all started. And then I started going to auctions. I wasn't able to go to auctions, until I was 21, but I would still go, but I couldn't bid on the cars is what I'm saying. But nowadays, auctions, I think nowadays are breeding grounds. A lot of newbies go there to bid prices. That's why I don't really encourage you to go to auctions and start off at auctions unless you know how to buy and sell. Emotionally detached from the deal, because sometimes try to hit replay. Maya, you need to stop watching YouTube because I think it's messing up my streaming. Yeah, I'm freezing up. Okay, I think we're back. My daughter was watching YouTube, sucking up the bandwidth, I think. I'm pretty far away from the Wi-Fi. I lost my track. I think I'm back now, guys. I'm back. But I lost track of focus of what I was talking about. I was talking about auctions. So I was talking about auctions. So like I said, unless you know how to buy and sell auctions, I would stay away from getting started, because people get emotionally attached to cars, and when you're in a bidding war, sometimes you end up, or a lot of times you end up paying more than you should have. So you need to know what your price point is before you even bid, saying like, I'm not going to spend over $4,500 on this car. If it goes over that, I'm going to bounce, right? You got to have your number. You have to have your number. And if it passes that number, you got to walk away, because there's going to be other deals coming up. You know what I mean? So as long as you have that discipline, you'll be fine. But I think right now the best places is out on the streets, Craigslist, your local PennySavers. A lot of old people still don't know how to use or post on Craigslist. You could find a lot of deals in the papers today. Still a lot of deals. There might not be there in volume, but you'll find them. You'll get these little old people that want to post a basic ad. I know. I remember PennySavers used to be thick, but now they're a lot thinner. You hardly get any in there, but there's still cars in there. So that's the deal, guys. Okay, so how did you learn about? All right, so that's how you got into it. And then basically what I did was save. My philosophy is try to save half of what you make. All right, so I saved all that, and I ended up buying. I have a house here that has 2 properties, that has 2 units on one property. I have a location in Mexico. And actually this year, I'm looking to buy another property. So, like they say, the average millionaire has at least 7 streams of income. So not only do I sell stuff online, I buy and sell cars to this day. I invest in other businesses. I have real estate, right? So you accumulate all this money. And basically, when you're starting to make money, you want to use that money to make more money, right? Robert Kiyosaki says it all the time. You don't want to basically spend your income. You want to invest your income and then spend what that creates for you. Well, I like to use Kelley Blue Book because that's what the consumers are looking at. It looks like my audio froze up a little bit. Okay, we're good. All right, so mechanics, you know, all you really have to know with mechanics are the basics. If you know how to inspect a car, basic, simple inspection, you know, checking the body, checking the mechanical, checking the engine, checking the oil, you know, knowing that if your oil looks milky, it's no good. You possibly have a leak, a blown head gasket or something or whatever, right? If you can do simple mechanical inspections yourself, that cuts down 90% of the issue, you know? And you don't have to worry about that. In my how to buy and sell cars for profit course, I have step-by-step videos that show you all of these mechanical tricks and tips in the members area. So, I mean, even if you're a total newbie, I have total newbies joining the program and basically learning how to flip cars for profit. I get testimonials almost every single day from VIP members. And I know some of you guys are VIPs on here right now. So I hope that inspired you guys and, you know, showed you that, hey, you can do this. If you put your head to it, you can do it. You know, there's a lot of opportunity out there, you know, and I hear a lot of people also saying they're tired of working paycheck to paycheck. You know, they're tired of it's getting boring to them and they know they could do more. Well, do this on the side. I know. What's up, Kyle? Do this on the side, right? So that's the deal. So any Q&A we got here, let's answer some Q&A about flipping cars for profit, and we will call it a night. So quick Q&A. Grant Cardone says, stay poor, meaning after you accumulate some cash, keep putting your money to work. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. You know, I think what he means by that is just stay frugal, even if you're making a ton of money. You know, don't just, because you're making a lot of money, don't just start blowing it on everything, right? Save that money and still live, you know, below your means. The idea is living below your means. So if some of you on here make $5,000 a month, you know, it might be hard to save $1,000 or $2,000 a month, but try to spend less on stuff you really don't need, you know, and save your money. And then you could use that to build up, flipping cars, flipping houses, investing in other businesses, you know, stocks, whatever, right?
Taxes.
Okay. Let's see. Fire and theft doesn't cover it. So here's the thing with insurance, right? A lot of times when you buy a car, like I have Geico right now with one of my insurance providers. I have a couple, but one of my main ones is Geico. And with Geico, the way it is if you buy a car, you have 30 days open time to get that car insured with Geico. But it covers it, even though you don't call it in and tell them the VIN number and all the information about the car. If you buy a car, it's covered automatically, but you have to call it in within 30 days. So if you flip a car, if you buy a car and you just don't get it insured, right? And you just flip it, then you flip it. And some people on here may be like, oh, I don't want to take the chance of not having it insured. Well, don't take the chance. Flip it and get it insured. Get it insured. Just call your insurance company and say, hey, I want to put this car under my insurance. I just bought it. I'm thinking of keeping it, and we'll see how it goes. So they'll say, all right, well, add it to your policy. You get the basic coverage. Just say you're only driving it. It's just a spare car because your other car is giving you problems or you're not sure what you want to do. Say you're going to drive it, you know, maybe 1,000 miles a year, not 1,000 miles a year. It's just a sidecar, and they'll give you very, very inexpensive insurance on it, maybe $50 or $70 to add it to your policy, right? And then for $50, $70, you're covered. And then once you flip it, just call them and say, hey, you know what? I don't want insurance on the car. You can even cancel online nowadays. All right, it depends on what insurance company you use. But I know with Progressive, they let you cancel it online. Or you could even just call them up if you have your agent and or email them. Just say, hey, you know, I'm not going to keep this car. Can you just take the insurance off? It's really easy to do that. People get all mind boggled about, oh, I got to get insurance. I mean, it's really not a big deal. All right. Okay. You guys liking this so far? Give me a quick thumbs up if you're liking this, just so I know. Okay. So Jacob says, I know you're an auto body guy. Do you buy a lot of cars with body damage? I'm an auto tech and I tend to buy a lot of cars that need mechanical work. Is that a smart thing to do? You know, you can do that if it's a really good deal. Why not? If it's a really good deal, why not? You know, if it's going to make you $3, $4, $5,000, you basically got to put some value on your time. Figure out how much time am I going to invest in this car? You know, because it's damaged, I got to fix it. My labor. And if you are basically going to come out on top, you're making money, then why not? Why not? I do that all the time. I don't buy as many damaged cars as I used to. I kind of got away from that. But I think I want to get back into it again just to show you guys how it's done step by step. And to give you guys some, you know, some more information on that. I actually like to buy cars that really don't need much work anymore. You know, I like to buy cars where I could do just a little small detail here or there and make 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000. You know, it's not, you know, flipping cars for profit is not my main gig, right? It's an extra source of income for me. And that's kind of what I want to get across to you guys. You know, some of my VIP guys turned around and made $80,000 their first year after going through my program. You know, $100,000 their first year after going through my program. But these guys are aggressive. You know, they're going after it. They're taking action. You know, they're buying the program. They're learning all they could learn, and they're taking what they learn and putting it into action. You know, the majority of guys who go through my program will go through the program and, you know, make an extra 15, 25,000 a year. But hey, an extra 15 to 25 grand a year is a lot of money, right? It's not really chump change for a lot of people out there. For some people, it could be chump change. But for some people, it's a life change. You could save that. Chump change is a little bit of money.
So
It's a bad, it's not really a good
It sounds
term.
like a Chinese
It's not a good term. Tom, you have 10 grand. All right, awesome, guys. I hope you guys are liking this so far. Tommy, thanks for dropping your golden nuggets in here as well. You're awesome. Yeah, knowledge, you know, typing in, you know, writing some of his ideas in for people as well. So what about getting pulled over? If you get pulled over, just say you bought the car. I'm going to go get it registered, officer. I didn't have a chance to call it in for, I mean, it's not like you stole a car and you kidnapped somebody, you know? You're not going to go to jail if you're driving a car and you get caught without insurance. I mean, hey, don't listen to me though. I'm just giving you the realistic view of it. All right. I am not an expert. I am not an attorney. You know, take everything I say here as a grain of salt, But I'm just saying it's not the end of the world. People tend to overcomplicate things and let fear stop them do anything. That's why the majority of people don't get anywhere in life, right? You know, you got to take risks. You have to take risks to actually get somewhere in life. You know, you follow the rules, you follow the crowd, you're going to get the same exact expectations and same exact results, right? The ones who change the world, the ones who get more out of life are the ones who bend and break the rules. Hey, what else can I say? If you guys don't like the show, then watch somebody else's show.
I mean, if everybody was the same and liking your video, that would just be a whole boring world.
Anyway, guys.
Dad.
Tony, we have a group called The Car Flipper on Facebook. Join. We would love your advice on there. Awesome. Send me a link to that group, please. Or you can. I gotta have to look it up, I guess. No, you don't need a garage. You don't need a garage to flip cars. Why would you? As long as you can park your car outside. As long as you can park your car out, you have a place to park a car, you can flip a car for profit. And that's how you do it. So anyway, I hope this inspired you, if anything. If anything, I hope the video tonight inspired you, and whoever watches this in the future, that you can do it and do something, you know, actually just do something. Do you smog cars before you sell them? It all depends on your state. Some cars require it. Some states require it. Some states don't. Sorry. All right, sweet. Okay. Okay, great. All right, guys. So for all you newbies on here, you have to buy a city sticker, right? If you buy a car and you have an up-to-date registration and sticker on it, you don't have to do anything. In most states, you don't have to do anything because it's all up to date. Kijiji, yep, Kijiji is good. Gumtree is also okay. Well, it was okay. I haven't been on Gumtree in a long time. I mostly use Craigslist. So Jacob says, luckily, I don't have to deal with Craigslist. Yeah, people are desperate because bills come in. Everybody has bills. I don't want to buy a car and get stuck with it. That's why you have to learn how to properly buy a car. And, that's what my course teaches you. So check it out. If you put your name and email into this little link that I'm dropping here, you can get a free report, a flipper's guide on how to flip cars for profit. And I also hit you up with a special offer where you can get the complete playbook if that's something that you want to do. All right, so just more information. Wisconsin Car Tools, since I've completed the F1 formula, I've sold 2 cars in 1 month. I made $743 on one and $500 on another. Tony, like you said, I just took the risk and now I have more confidence. It's really easy. Wisconsin Car Tour, congratulations on that. I mean, you made what, $1,200? Over $1,200 in profit in 1 month, and you just took the risk. So, guys, the number one thing is finding the deal, right? Make sure you do a good inspection to it, because if you know you're getting a good car, as long as you do the inspection and it passes your inspection, and I show you how to do the inspection as well, you're sitting on money. As long as you buy the car right, you could feel comfortable that you're getting the deal, because before you get the deal, you're going to have a price in your mind that, all right, if I get it for this much, I'm making money on the deal. If not, then I'm not making money on the deal, right? So it's like money in the bank. You make money on the buy. So once you buy that deal, you made money. It's just a matter of putting an ad up, posting some pictures, and waiting until somebody calls you and they look at it and they want it. That's it. Because somebody will buy it. Somebody will buy it. So,
what does everybody think this says? I took a
being married. Well, I offered the VIP membership after you got the playbook. Did you just get that right now, this second, or a while back? Because I'd have to send you an upgrade link where you can get the video course. What is the best header to grab someone's eye on Craigslist? Your go-to line. Well, I actually have a whole chapter dedicated to that on how to specifically format your ads. And it's all going to depend on the deal that you got. I like to put a lot of benefits in the headline. A lot of benefits. New tires, cold AC, low miles if it has low miles, right? All the benefits, as much benefits as you can in the headline. And then, of course, you'd want to put your car, whatever year, make, model car you got, right? That would be the first thing. Eric, send my support girls an email and tell them you want to upgrade to F1 VIP, and they can send you a link to upgrade and get the complete 8-week video course. I think you're gonna get so much more out of that by getting the F1 course, because it plays hand in hand with the book, and it's just a lot. It goes a lot more in depth. There's tons of videos in there, like tons of videos. And as I do more deals, I'm going to put more videos in there for you. So, what?
I wanted to show this to everybody, and I want everybody to guess what it looks like.
I don't know what it looks like. A keyhole.
Give them a little time. They think it is.
Do you know what the mold of that is? Like a keyhole?
It's some kind of lock. The lock of something.
Do you think it's a good idea to knock on someone's door and buy their car? Well, I don't know if I'd do that. I mean, if they're advertising it for well, if you know the car is sitting there, maybe I didn't read the earlier comment, but if the car's been sitting there for months, then yeah, why not? If you notice a car sitting in your neighbor's garage for a month or 2 months or maybe even a year, and it's maybe it's even a collectible or a classic, then yeah, go up and say, hey, you know, I'm interested in buying your car. Are you looking to sell it? Why not? Absolutely, right? It's 97, Lou. 97. You get lifetime access to the members area. Thank you so much, Eric. So, Eric, no guess, Mia. Eric, just contact support. Here, go to this site here. And at the bottom of the site, there's going to be a support tab. Open a ticket and say, the VIP upgrade is 97. I have F1. I don't know what upgrade you're talking about. Like you have F1, what? The playbook or the complete video course? And just tell support that you'd like to upgrade. And they'll send you a link. For quick flip cars, I like to stay within the 10-year range, but sometimes you can get good deals and flip in the 15-year range. So 15-year-old cars and newer, but I like to stay within 10 years. Would you recommend buying a car, not put it in your name, explain to the buyer what you're doing to save on tax money and stuff like that? You could do that, but I wouldn't say that you're doing it for those reasons. I would say something like, I bought it for my wife or for my girlfriend, and she's, she doesn't like it. So I'm getting rid of the deal. Oh, you mean the buyer? Yeah, I would say, and I cover a lot of these things in the course. I give you a lot of stories and scenarios of what can be said, Oh, so if you have the playbook, just like I said, email my support girls here. Hold on. I'll see if I can get it for you. Let me get the link. Let's see. Contact.
Dad.
Okay, hold on. So go here, guys, if you have the playbook and you want to upgrade, and just open up a support ticket. Click the link in there, open up a support ticket, and tell them you'd like to upgrade to VIP for 97. It's supposed to be 147 for the online, for the membership course, the video training course. But because you're on here, I mean, that I gave you a one-time offer to upgrade for 97, and it's supposed to be 147 or 197 later on after the fact. But because you're here, I'll let you have it for 97 because you're here on the call with me today. So just tell support, Tony said I can get F1 upgrade for 97, and they'll send you a link. All right. And they will check your email to make sure you are a customer. I've been subscribed since 5 years ago. Do you suggest just buying your ebook to have an advantage over the competition? Absolutely. You always want to invest in yourself. Like if you spent $100 or $200 or whatever on my program, and it gave you one idea, one single golden nugget idea that allows you to make an extra $200, $300, or $500, or maybe even $1,000 on your next deal, isn't it worth it? Honestly, isn't it worth it? And you can use what you learn over and over and over again. I mean, that's the way it's done. You always, why not? Search for, thank you, BMW. Search for knowledge, guys. You know, and it's always, I mean, hey, I don't want to get into it, but it looks like I froze out again. Anyway, guys, I want to say good night. Thank you so much for being on. I will see you on next week, Tuesday night, same time, 8 p.m. Central. For all you newbies getting on, if you just want to get the free booklet, go here and you can download the free booklet where I tell you more about how to flip cars to profit, how you can get started now, how you can do this. Tony, how do you sell rebuilt titles? The same way you sell a regular car, you sell rebuilt titles. I used to do a lot of salvage cars. Now I stick away from them unless it's a car that I plan on keeping for a while myself. Jacob, thank you for the feedback, buddy. Appreciate it. Kyle, thank you. Rich, thank you so much. OA Central, thank you so much. Tommy Taylor, thank you so much. I hope this at least inspired anybody, if anything, gave you the motivation to actually go out tomorrow, search on Craigslist, search for a deal, and actually do something. Because if you really want to, you can go out this weekend and make $1,500, find a deal and resell a deal. You can put 1,500 or 2,000 bones in your pocket this month or even next month, and you could do it every single month if you want to. All right, guys? Thank you guys for getting on. It's only supposed to be a half-hour show, but we're on 45 minutes so far. And thank you so much. Keep cranking, guys. What's that last question, Jason? Jason is like, what's that last question? Or I'm waiting, Jason. Hurry up. Type it in before I head out. I'm leaving. No problem, Jacob. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of you guys for coming on.
Elephant.
Hit me a thumbs up before you leave. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to answer everybody here. Okay, hold on. I got to go, guys. Jason, I got to go. I will see you on next week. Bring your question on live, and I'll remember your name, and I'll hit it first thing. I got to tuck her in. It's late. She has to go to school tomorrow. Good night, guys. Peace out. Peace. Bye.
That is good.
Cheers, guys.